by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to all the Yakim bishops, elders pushing this gospel in truth and sincerity. So I'm going to get straight into this lesson.
From Grandpa to Emmett to Trayvon, the trajectory of lynching history has shifted over time in America. I am the great-great-granddaughter of Anthony Crawford, who was lynched October 21st, 1916. And my aunt's home, which was where we had our Thanksgiving dinners and Christmases, she owned the largest photograph of him in a permanent space over the dinner table. And they always pointed to him and said, walk with a sense of pride, because Grandpa Crawford stuck up for his rights to the time of his death. As a child, when we were told the story of Grandpa Crawford, he's like a king almost. We were told that he was born enslaved and had worked his way up to owning property and was wealthy. He started a school for the black children in Abbeville. He was the president of the Black Masons of South Carolina. And at the time of his death, Grandpa Crawford owned 427 acres of prime cotton land. So one day in 1916, it was a Saturday morning, Grandpa Crawford went to town to sell cotton seed, and they offered him 85 cents per unit. It was worth more. He said, give me my damn cottonseed back, and was arrested for cursing a white man. Word had gotten around town that Anthony Crawford had started acting uppity. And so about 400 people gathered, taking Grandpa out of the jail. They stabbed him, beat him, tied him to the back of the buggy and drug that around town to the county fairgrounds. They hung him there and riddled his body with 200 bullets. The last thing he said was, I thought I was a good citizen and give my bank book to my children. The family tried to retrieve the body and were told to leave it there. So if you could imagine your grandfather being at home eating breakfast with the children, laughing, and then all of a sudden he's hanging from a tree with 200 bullets in him, that's a form of terrorism. And then there was an ad taken in the newspaper by white citizens. And they said that the Crawford family needed to leave the state of South Carolina, otherwise everybody's life was in danger. My great-great-uncle, Walter, Grandpa's oldest son, wrote Governor Richard I. Manning and asked him for protection. Governor Manning wrote back and said while he deplored the lynching, he could not guarantee our safety. So my family didn't leave the South. They were chased away from the South. We moved to Evanston, Illinois, and not only did the Crawfords leave, but half of the black population of Abbeville was gone within the next 10 years. I haven't spent a lot of time in the South. The first time I went to Abbeville was the first time I could understand what 427 acres looks like. And that's when I think I got really offended. That's the day I became an activist. I came home and I started writing congressmen, and I'm saying, do you know their family was kicked off this property for this? These are unsolved murders. And people who benefited from lynchings, their families are still alive, and they're still benefiting financial rewards from the land of our ancestors. And that just seems a shame. So from Grandpa to Emmett to Trayvon, the trajectory of lynching history has shifted over time in America. Because when Grandpa was killed in 1916, there was no charges brought and no trial. In 1955, Emmett Till's murder, there was a trial but no convictions. And then Trayvon Martin, now you have a trial and a not guilty verdict. So all the time you have dead black bodies, and nobody's ever convicted for the murders. On the 100th anniversary of Grandpa Crawford's lynching, we went back to Abbeville. Over 200 family members came from all over the United States to help unveil the marker dedicated to Grandpa Crawford's lynching. And I remember Grandpa's granddaughter, one of the only living grandchildren, was next to me in a wheelchair. And when we took the cover off of the marker, she looked at the picture of him. I saw her face light up, and I heard her say, my, my, my. And to watch her enjoy that moment, that meant the world to me. So the marker being in Abbeville is important because the story has been denied for so long. But now, if you go to Abbeville City Hall to do business, you have to walk right past Anthony Crawford to do it. You can't bypass him anymore.
Micah 2:2.
The racial
And
terror.
they cover fields and take them by violence, and houses, and they take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. It's Micah 2:2. So many people of the nation of Edom will say, well, you know, it's not their fault. That was their forefathers. That they would never do such a thing. And also that they apologize for those kind of actions which took place. However, those things still continue to perpetuate in society today. These things haven't, it's not like these things have changed. These things continue. They oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Not only that, the scriptures tell you that there is reincarnation. Every person that you see, every person that you come across, this is not their first time on this planet Earth. This planet which we call Earth. John 9, verse 1. And as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Yahushua answered, neither hath this man sinned, nor his parents, but that the works of the power should be made manifest in him. You see, they were asking him, who did sin, this man or his parents? So how could this man be born into sin? How could this man be born having already sinned? See, the disciples are asking him this based on the fact that they already understand the concepts, they already understand the truth of reincarnation. Let's get another scripture based off of reincarnation. This is Matthew 16 and 12. Then understood they how that they had bade them not beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. When Yahushua came into the coasts of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and other Jeremias, or one of the prophets. He saith unto them, but whom say ye that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, thou art the Hamashiach, the Son of the living power. And Yahushua answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah. Simon Bar Jonah, son of Jonah, Bar Jonah, son of Jonah. For flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So let's get I'm gonna bring this up because I know a lot of people, they're going to a lot of people, like I said, a lot of the nation of Edom will say that that is not fair, that they didn't have slaves, none of their family had slaves, but you are still indirectly benefiting if you are of the nation of Edom. Because I have to stress that not everyone that has this color of skin is of the nation of Edom. Not everyone that has so-called white skin is of the nation of Edom. But I will get, that's for another lesson. But I would say that this is down to bloodline. So let's say for argument's sake, those who say that they are of the nation of Edom, those who believe that they are of the nation of Edom, many of them will say that they did not own slaves, that it has nothing to do with them. You have benefited indirectly. Let's look at this excerpt from this documentary called Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. We all understand what happened there in 1921. But let's look at this interesting little piece.
After black Tulsans were incarcerated, curiosity seekers, looters, and souvenir hunters casually strolled through the smoldering ruins.
Well, I had a friend, a girlfriend, and one day after the riot had subsided, or possibly was still, they were still protecting and giving the colored people sanctuary, well, she came out and she had a package of spearmint gum, Wrigley spearmint gum. And perhaps there were 40 or 50 packages of gum in a little square box, about so square, maybe 2 inches deep. And she was passing the gum out to all the kids in the neighborhood. And of course we asked, where did you get it? And she said, oh, Daddy got it over in Niggertown, which was a clear indication that white people looted the colored people over in the Greenwood area. When they doubted about it, of course, we didn't think anything about it. We just took the gum and chewed it.
Martial law was...
See that? So the last part is telling. He said, we didn't think any of it. We just took the gum and chewed it. Right. So there are many of the nation of Edom today who will say that there is no blood on their hands, that they had nothing to do with slavery, but you're still chewing the gum. You don't know where it came from. You're still chewing the gum. It's as simple as that. And furthermore, just being of the nation is enough. Just being of the nation is enough. Because, you might say it's not your fault. You were born how you were born, You had no control over it. It is, why do you deserve to be chastised based off of how you were born into the world? It is what it is. Let's look at this. This is interesting. Russian sanctions may prevent Dmitry Bivol from getting paid. So this is Dmitry Bivol. I believe a few days ago or a couple of days ago, he defeated Canelo Alvarez. Formidable boxer, Canelo. he's only lost once, and that was to Mayweather. So here comes Dimitri Bivol, who is a powerful fighter as well in his own right. And he gave a masterclass. He beat Canelo. However, let's read the article. This is by Fightbook MMA. I believe Associated Press have also. This is by the Associated Press. A journalist, John Locker, from the Associated Press. And it reads, Dimitri Bivol, who defeated Saul Canelo Alvarez on Saturday in Las Vegas, says he is yet to get paid for one of the biggest boxing upsets of the year. Quote, "It hasn't come yet," he told Russian news outlet TASS. Bivol, a Kyrgyzstan-born Russian who trains in California but lives in St. Petersburg, was not allowed to bring his national flag or sing the Russian national song into the T-Mobile Arena. In light of Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine, a variety of restrictions have been imposed on Russian athletes. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine on February 24th, more than 12 million people have been displaced as several cities around the country have been shelled. According to the United Nations, almost 3,000 civilians have been murdered there. FIFA and UEFA have banned Russian soccer clubs and national teams from competing in their competitions, in full sympathy with all those affected in Ukraine. Tennis, swimming, and Formula One have also taken similar measures. In Russian, TASS, this is the news station, asked Bivol if getting a prize for this battle in light of the current scenario is technically problematic. Quote, "I believe it will be quite difficult," Bivol stated, before adding that the fight fee had not yet arrived. "We'll keep thinking about it. We didn't plan ahead because the scenario is constantly changing. This will be your headache," Bivol said. He told his manager, Vadim Komilov, who was never far from his side throughout the fight week in Las Vegas. Fightbook MMA reached out to DAZN and Matchroom, the businesses responsible for broadcasting and promoting the event, for comment on Bivol's salary, but received no immediate response. So, as you can see, Bivol is yet to be paid. But you are Russian. We don't care what your stance is on Putin or politics. Your blood is Russian, so we're not going to pay you. The World Cup is every 4 years. Let's think of that. The World Cup is every 4 years. However, the Russian football team will not be there because you have Russian blood. Someone might say, well, that's a whole football team. I'm just one person. I'm just a swimmer or a gymnast. Can I compete? No. You have Russian blood. You have Putin kind of blood, so you can't compete. Yeah, but I've been training my whole life. I'm not really into politics. I'm a good citizen. Nope. You have Russian blood. You're not allowed. So how can you turn around and then say that it is unfair to judge the nation of Edom based off of their forefathers? It's the same thing. You are condemning all Russians of their livelihood based on their blood. Nothing else, nothing more. Nothing less, nothing more. Amos 1:11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. So the nation of Edom has come up with a response for the pending battle, which is going to ensue in the skies. So let's have a little listen.
Congressman Tim Burchett, Republican of Tennessee.
This I saw from the elder, the head of the UK camp. I saw that his video was commenting on this news piece, so I've gone directly to the news piece. But shout out to the elder, because I watched that video and this is where I got this news piece from. Continue.
Passionate about this issue on video. Congressman Tim Burchett, Republican of Tennessee, who's passionate about this issue, joins us now. Big picture, does the Pentagon know more than they're saying?
100%. 100%. And Leland, you had George Will on earlier. He said it's in our country's DNA not to trust the government. And this is another example why. These are Navy pilots. These are the top pilots in the world. And they didn't leak it, but somebody else leaked it. And for the longest time, they said it didn't exist. And now that they've come forward with these tapes, there's so many of them out there that show, they're flying into the water, under the water, in the air, like this, which we're seeing right now on the screen. There's just so much out there, and
it's
we
wild.
need to get to, we need to start addressing it, because if these, whatever they are, have control of the air like that, it's a national defense issue for us, and so.
So they have said it's a national defense issue, which sounds like fighting words. So let's look at that scripture. Revelations 12:7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. The dragon is the nation of Edom and its power, against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. So the dragon is the nation of Edom. The dragon represents the nation of Edom. His angels are his wings, his F-16s and the like. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. So their place found any more in heaven. This is why you need to have teachers, because this heaven is talking about, this is their symbolic heaven. The symbolic, and they prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. This isn't this heaven. This is a different heaven, I believe. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. See, these angels aren't the same as these angels. These angels are Michael being the strongest angel. Michael being the strongest angel of our power. And his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. So these angels are F-16s. These are warbirds. These angels are warbirds. Actual, planes. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. When it says he deceiveth the whole world, this is talking about a variety of things, from iconoclasm to wiles. When I say wiles, I'm talking about things which affect the whole world there are a number of things, you know, whether it be the past or the present. This devil and Satan, which it says, which it clearly says here, is when it's speaking about the whole world, he cast out the earth and he deceiveth the whole world, is talking about many things. So you could say, okay, the Trail of Tears. Here are some blankets. You know, we love you. Thank you for your hospitality. Here are some blankets. That's deceiving the whole world. And then taking the land and then passing it off as your own. That's a form of deceiving the whole world. The defacing of monuments to perpetuate a narrative. This is defacing the whole world. This is deceiving the whole world. Anything which deceives the whole, any lie which is made to perpetuate a false narrative is deceiving the whole world. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. Look at this. See, the angels are annoyed because they know, they hear the accusations daily. Look how satisfied and relieved. This is relief. This verse 10 is relief. Listen, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. See, this is wearisome, tiresome, weary. That is a weary, relieved, finally, just, they're tired of it. Because the angels see more, because the angels have to actually watch over constantly. They have to come down, they have to sup with brothers, they have to, so they hear, they have to relay messages. So this is relief. When they say, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night, this is relief. Real relief. Isaiah 9:6, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. This is Yahushua. He's going to get his glory. Yahushua is going to get his glory. So all of this is going to be worth it. Philippians 2:10, 2 and 9. Wherefore power also have highly exalted him and given him, wherefore Yahweh also have highly exalted him and given him a name which is above it. Wherefore, so let's look at this. Wherefore, so let's say, wherefore the power also have highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name, that at the name of Yahushua every knee shall bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth, and that every tongue should confess that Yahushua HaMashiach is Lord, to the glory of the power, the Father. See, this is lowercase, but this should be uppercase. This should be uppercase. I believe that's a typo. This should be uppercase. This should be capitals. Because as you know, when it's G, lowercase o, lowercase d, that's talking about Yahweh Shai. When it's G, uppercase o, uppercase d, that's talking about Yahweh the Father. Every knee will bow. Every knee will bow. That at the name of Yahweh Shai, every knee should bow, of things in heaven and in things in earth and things under the earth, and that every tongue should confess that Yahweh Shai Mahashiach is Lord, to the glory of the power, the Father. So, with that, I'm going to say Shalom.